The federal government intends to dip into Nigeria's pension fund. It's 20 trillion naira large, and it intends to use this fund to fund critical infrastructure in Nigeria. The question, yes or no, do Nigerians agree to this or not? Well, guess what? The initiative disclosed by the Finance Minister Wale Edun after a Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the President forms a key part of the administration's broader economic plans amidst high inflation and interest rates. Now, to achieve this, the federal government will collaborate closely with the private sector players to tap into the over 20 trillion naira pool of long-term funds available in Nigeria's pension, life insurance, and investment funds. Now, investing in infrastructure, including housing, power, rail, roads, water transport, and technology is a key driver of economic growth, and this move is expected to rev up economic growth and also development across the country. The question, will Nigerians have this?
Do you agree with this move by the federal government? Should it dip their hands into the pocket of the pension funds? And should you allow this? Should you be asked to contribute? What would be your take on this? Government wants to access the pension funds. Is it okay? Let us know this morning by dialing the numbers on your screen. The rules of engagement still really applies.
It remains much the same.
Yes.
Turn down the volume of your
of
TV
course.
set or, keep some few meters away from the TV set, not to interrupt the conversation. Of course, keep those conversations quite short and precise. Quite a number of persons will be trying to reach out, to also share their comments, their thoughts, and questions on the situation. So, 20 trillion naira pension fund, to be or not to be?
Wow, that's a lot anyway. But we'll get to hear from you this morning, and to hear what you want to say concerning this move by the federal government. But also, if your line is fuzzy, we cannot have a conversation with you. Always have that at the back of your mind. And we would like you to be precise. If you're calling from Benue State, you're not the only one in Benue State. And Benue State is not.
Why did you have to mention Benue State particularly? I love Benue, especially Otukpo. The weather in Otukpo is just pristine.
It's amazing.
Yes,
it's amazing.
It's been a long time, and I would really love to be there as soon as I can. However,
Otukpo people will be listening like, goodness.
I really hope that they are, because they showed me a lot of love when I was there.
Yeah, and we have a lot of Otukpo people contributing to the show. So big love to Otukpo people. We probably will pick another town to, send our love to. But everybody who has been calling on the show on Daybreak Interactive would like to say a special appreciation note to you. Today happens to be Friday. Yes, we can do that.
And most importantly, we're waiting for those comments, those concerns. And yes, it is that time. Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kaduna.
Your name, sir?
My name is IK, calling from Kaduna.
All right, Mr. IK, go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. I don't see what the government want to do as something reasonable. What about all the money they have realized? All the loans that they have been taking? Why would they access pension funds? It's not okay for me. For me, I believe I'm seeing or something fishy in it. When a particular loan is accessed in a particular place, sometimes you see the money will just go to their different pockets, different wallets, and so on. For me, I did not support that idea of government accessing funds for pension. Thank you.
Thank you very much, IK. You see, Mardia, I expected this to be the general opinion of Nigerians, but then it's just IK. However, I would really love to see someone call, to actually give reasons why the federal government should go in that light instead of, going to the IMF or other international lending agencies.
Let's take this call. We might find out. Hello, good morning and welcome. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ekosam. I'm calling from Nasarawa.
Where in Nasarawa are you calling from, please, Musa?
One Man Village.
Oh, One Man Village. Welcome to the program. Go ahead, please, with your contribution.
Well, I don't think Nigerians trust government to touch that money. Really, there are other avenues you can raise money.
So it's a matter of trust here. It's not the fact that they cannot take the money, but Nigerians do not trust them enough to utilize these monies for what they claim they want to use them for.
Or are you worried about refund of this money?
Of course, we need to worry about those retirement funds. You can understand what is happening to people who are retired right now. Not talk of touching funds meant for them. For a government we can't trust. Okay, why don't we look into customs, immigrations, all the money they've been making? Why should they be turning up those money at the end of the year when they can be making billions every month? There are other avenues we can explore.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So there's a lot going on my mind at the moment. He made mention of
Trust
customs, some other places that they can explore to get this money.
And he said,
but also
all of the monies that they've been making, why do they want to go and touch the pension fund?
That's a question a lot of people are looking for answers
He also asked the question of whether they will refund those monies after the monies are taken. But we have another caller. Good morning and welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My brother, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, sir. Your name and your location, please.
Okay, my name is from Kaduna State, Kafanchan.
All right, go ahead, sir. How is Kafanchan this morning?
Fine, my brother, all fine.
Please proceed.
Please, I want to make a contribution. The contribution I want to make is earlier 80s, 90s, where government want to do something, they will come in television, radio broadcasts to get the mind of the people. And when the people talks, government will do as people talks. Because it says that the majority carry the votes. But now, government are already do that this thing what we are talking about now. Maybe government already do it before seeking the mind of the people. Then don't even want to know who them to rule. Why people look at what people said, look at what we're going to do, because we are with the majority. Government will not want to do that. They want to do them own mind. One. Secondly, like one of my brother said, some customs, immigrations, making a lot of more money. Why can't government use that more money? Or do they do it? And thirdly, 25% and racial poverty where they say they will give people. What happened?
All right.
I want to know what happened for that 25%.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. We appreciate your thought this morning.
I really would appreciate it if we could hear from pensioners this morning, because it directly affects them. I mean, their funds, which means it directly affects their lives.
I totally agree. Yes.
I really feel that if we hear from them, the horse's mouth, they say.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Daybreak.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Would you please speak up? We can barely make out what you're saying. Your name and your location, please.
I'm Ibrahim Sani by name. I'm calling from Sokoto.
All right, Ibrahim Sani, please, we would appreciate it if you could just raise the volume of your voice a little bit so we hear you clearly and as well.
Yeah, you see what government is trying to do with the pension fund is totally unacceptable. It's just that the government itself is not ready to help the workers. If the government is ready to help the workers, you shouldn't even think of borrowing the money from the pension pot. There is other ways to get that money. Like you earlier said, there is IMF. There's other sources for government to borrow the money to finance the project.
Ibrahim, would you prefer the government to borrow the money from international lenders like the IMF? Because, if the government is doing that, they'll be collecting these monies in dollars, and the Naira and dollar have not been having a good relationship.
We still owe IMF, we lost Ibrahim, but,
So these loan facilities, I understand, Nigeria have gotten loans from the World Bank, the IMF, China. Anyways, we have another call. We'll revisit that conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Halid Abdullahi. I'm calling from Zaria.
Okay.
Mr. Abdullahi from Zaria. Go ahead, sir.
I'm a pensioner.
Oh, interesting.
Great.
Thank you
please,
for joining.
What's your take on the government wanting to take away your monies to finance infrastructure projects in Nigeria?
In fact, the government is already holding the money because they are already utilizing it as a treasury fund. They are not giving us the money. There are people who retired 3 years ago and they are not being paid. And there are some of us who are paid what we are due for enhancement, which they call is a part of the system. Enhancement for the pension, which is to recoup what they have earned as an interest. Up to now, for 3 years, I've been waiting. We didn't get it. I've been paid the meager amount since 2019. So the funds is already with the government. They are controlling it. They are not giving the administrators the chance to utilize it fully. So they are considering it as an idle fund, which is not. That's why they are giving that. They don't allow the administrators to pay the money to the pensioners. So that's why they are looking for it. And they have no authority because nobody gives them the go-ahead. They didn't ask the pensioners. They didn't ask the administrators. And the National Assembly, I don't know how they can appropriate 20 trillion without the National Assembly approval. And the minister is not telling us that they are looking for authority, but they said that they are going to utilize the funds. And I don't know whose authorities they have. So we completely disagree with the arrangement. Completely disagree. We are suffering. They are giving me the amount. Consider somebody giving an amount. Now, when they are giving me the amount 4 years ago, I can eat 1 square meal for 10 days before the pension finishes. But now, I can only hardly eat 1 square meal in 3 days. I've just been paid the amount, and I could not utilize this for it. I cannot even pay the debts that I have. So the money is still crossing. If I look at my profile, they are owing me about 13 to 15 million, which is due to me, which has not been paid. They said they're going to pay me in 2022, January. They refused. 2023, they refused. 2024, January, up to May now, they have not paid the amount. So the amount
if I may butt in, sir, how many years did you spend in active service, sir?
I spent about 40 years.
40 years in active service.
40 years. 40 years.
40 years. Sir,
yes.
If I may ask, do you think that this experience that you've had is similar to that of other of your colleagues who spent same amount of time in the system as civil servants giving their all to the development of Nigeria?
It's not. It's not.
So you see your case as maybe an isolated case, one in many?
Of course. So the funds, what we are talking about, the system was arranged in such a way that we feel that it's a continuous, quick, easy money to utilize as when you retire. But now it's hard, very hard on us.
That's quite unfortunate, Mr. Abdullahi. Thank you so much for your contribution, and we do hope that the authorities are listening to this conversation and they will definitely do the needful.
I hope they will listen, but they are utilizing the funds, so how will they listen?
Thank you so much for your contribution.
All right, thank you very much. A pensioner there actually talking about the pension funds and asking the government not to touch the money. As it is at the moment, is finding it difficult to eat 3 square meals. And let's take this call and then we'll come back to that. Hello, good morning.
Unfortunately, you're violating the rules of engagement. Please turn down the volume of your TV set, else we may not be able to have this conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your
Good
name
morning.
and where you're calling
Yes.
from, sir?
My name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Oh, Mr. Ade, good morning. Lovely to hear your voice this Good Friday. How are you doing and how's London, sir?
London is cool, though I'm missing home.
Oh, definitely. There's no place like home.
Yes, definitely. Touching the pension fund. Because these people have worked hard for their mission and they're expecting their money to be paid. I get my pension in London regularly. So how can you go and touch our pension fund? There are a lot of ways to get money. In Abuja, I've been to Abuja several times. There are empty houses in Abuja. Sell them. Give me a law. If you can't produce how you make money to build this house, then the government should dispose them. Get money from there. And those who embezzle our money, 100 billion, 150 billion, you are giving this thing to wasting time in the court. Get the property that have been embezzled. Get the money back. All those in court. Allegedly that they are corrupt. You know, they take our money in central bank. Get the money and use all this money. Don't touch pension fund. You know, these people they die without getting their money. Even though without saying anything, God will be angry. So there are many opportunities for government to make money and get money to satisfy whatever contract or they want to do. All I know is that corruption is still like epidemic in Nigeria. You know, and when they get this money, they run to London, they buy houses here. Nobody's living in the house. They can't live there. They come 3-4 days and go back. And by law of UK, and nothing happens in your house, you are not there for over 10 years, it becomes the government's property. So why are they wasting our money? I'm sure, let's keep on praying. God will rescue Nigeria and give us the right leader who will think of Nigeria, not think of their pocket.
Amen.
God bless you. Trust in me.
All right, thank you.
God bless you too,
Mr. Ade thinks that we should go spiritual at the moment. And that's what a lot of us has been doing all this while. I think action and prayers go hand in hand.
So I noticed sort of a trend from the callers so far. Quite a number do not think that the government should touch the fund as a matter of principle, while others do not trust the government enough to utilize the fund squarely and fairly due to corruption. But we have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Jos.
All right.
Okay.
But you're close to your TV set. We might not continue with this conversation if this continues. Could you please move away from your TV?
Okay, I'm far away from my TV.
All right, thank you very much. Please go ahead with your contribution.
My own issue on this issue of this, are they collecting loan or they are borrowing? And which rate are they collecting?
Okay, borrow, loan, that's what it is. They're going to return it later, according to reports.
Because what I said is that
okay, so we clearly can hear ourselves in the background.
Yeah.
If you could turn down the volume of your TV set, else we may not be able to continue with this conversation due to the interference.
Okay. Okay. I'll turn it off.
All right, thank you very much for that move. Thank you, we appreciate that. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that I'm also a pensioner with PENCOM.
Okay.
I retire under police PENCOM, but still our money has not been paid the way they're supposed to pay us. When we talk about that, they say that at least we are not longer with the PENCOM, we are now under police pension fund. So police come out, they keep on telling us, they sell us police pension limited. I say what brought limited inside the issue? Meanwhile, we continue to feel because we are contributing for our own pensions, isn't it? So we believe that we are contributing to our pension. Is that our money that they will take and go and borrow government? They will not benefit for it. I think I retired as an ASP. The money they gave me almost 2.something million. But as of now, the money they give me every month is not even 18,000 naira. That you could not even feed my family when I worked for 35 years. So now it's federal government that will go and use this money that we that contribute for it, we could not be able to benefit from it.
Wow. It's a lot to take in this morning, and having pensioners call in on the program to talk about the issues they're facing as pensioners in the country is really heartbreaking. And I would say that this is the time we open that can of worms. You know, conversations like this or moves like this would propel the government to do the right things for these pensioners. Pensioners who have worked for 30, 40 years, not getting what they deserve. That is really absurd.
Indeed.
You know,
hopefully
if you want to analyze it.
Pensioner on the line.
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Honorable Boko. I'm calling from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State.
All right, Mr. Idoko. Are you a pensioner, sir?
Yes, I am.
Please proceed, sir.
The condition of pensioners in Nigeria today is very, very pitiable. They have this money, trillions of naira, but the pension administrators are not paying the pensioners, and the pensioners are dying every day. So it's an act of wickedness for this money to be there, and the people who contributed the money are not benefiting from it. Now the government wants to take the money. And when they take the money, where will they return it? And to whom will they return it? To debt pensioners. So I think we have a big problem in this country, and it borders on leadership. When you have a leadership that is not transparent, followers will do even worse than the leader. People are being paid to administer this pension fund. The same people are sitting on people's rights. People are dying without getting their benefit.
Mr.
So let
Idoko,
us first of all address the issue of the owners of the money before we talk about government borrowing money or not.
If I may, Mr. Idoko, sir, if I may, sir, would you say that your current position about the government not taking this money is premised on the fact that you're skeptical about whether the government will return these monies, or you're worried about the implementation and the usage of these funds for what they claim they want to do with it?
My take first is that the owners of the money should be given their entitlement. If government wants to borrow money, it is the government that is administering the fund. If they want to borrow the money, they can borrow the money and return it later. But let those who contribute the money benefit from the sweat of their labor. That is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I like the fact that you're saying that they can borrow, but they have to do the needful first before they can take out of the pocket of the pension fund. Yes.
The pensioners. Thank you so much for the contribution, Mr. Idoko, all the way from Akwa Ibom State.
No, Abakaliki, Ebonyi State.
My apologies, Mr.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I will take more calls now, and of course, please turn down the volume of the TV set. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Tell us your name and location, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Afemi. I am calling from Lagos.
Oh, interesting. It's been a while. I was going to call out Lagos people, though we have people from Lagos calling in, but not always. And it's interesting.
Good morning, presenters.
Good morning to you. Go ahead, please. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my name is Femi, as I said. Yes, this topic this morning is very important. Let me put it to you. The government is insensitive. The government is insincere. Why am I saying this? Do you know how much the debt of Nigeria is as at now? And some times ago, they said that the Senate has given approval for this present administration to borrow money again. Why are we borrowing all this money? The pensioners, many of them are dying on daily basis. Many of them have retired 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they are still scrambling to get this money. Government, we have so many people in Nigeria that EFCC has arrested. You see, Nigeria has graduated from stealing thousands, millions. What we are hearing today is 10 billion, 20 billion, 60 billion. Now, why won't federal government, since these people, they have identified these people who siphoned our monies up to the tune of billions, why won't government go into an arrangement, plea bargain, for them to retrieve some of this money they have stolen from the national coffer? Why must they take
But Mr. Femi, I think that's what the Economic and Financial Crimes has been doing alongside the EFCC.
They are not telling us how much they have recovered. Okay. They are not telling us. We only heard that this man has siphoned 10 billion, 20 billion. Have they told you how much they have recovered from these people?
So in essence, you want a statement of account,
from the government.
Call a press briefing and tell us how much is in the coffers of the EFCC and what they have returned to the government.
If EFCC has recovered some billions, why won't they give it to the federal government instead of? It's just like the pension funds now. It's just like giving a dog bone to keep, and the dog will later on eat that bone. Eat that bone. I don't trust the government now borrowing this money.
So it's a matter of trust, Mr. Femi. Mr. Femi, it's a matter of trust. You do not trust that they would borrow this money and use it for what they claim they want to use it for.
One pensioners are dying. When pensioners are dying, many of them are claiming that they have not been paid. You are the one that is receiving. You are hearing them crying. Many of them are weeping. Many of them are crying. Many of them are dying on daily basis. And instead of the government to give this money to the people that owns them, they want to borrow it. They are borrowing from overseas countries, and they want to borrow from the pension fund. How do you look at it?
Well,
all right, Mr. Femi, thank you so much for your contribution. Have a beautiful day.
Money for the people that owns it and give it to them. That is my submission. God bless you and happy weekend.
All right,
you too. Happy weekend to you too.
Femi had quite a lot to say.
Yes, that was a very energetic way to drive home a point.
And emphatic.
Yes.
Don't borrow their monies.
Point taken.
Point taken.
I love the fact.
Well, he mentioned quite a number of things, including the EFCC not being open about how much they recover from corrupt individuals.
And
then we have another caller.
Of course.
Good morning, welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, my name is Afolabi. I'm calling from Niger State. Mina.
Oh, Mr. Afolabi, welcome all the way from Niger. How's Mina this morning?
Alhamdulillah, we thank God.
Please proceed, Mr. Afolabi.
Okay. To my own contribution, I will never support the government to borrow the money.
Why?
Because to my own understanding, these people save this money for ahead of when they are going to retire, so that they will be able to receive this money and fulfill their life. Okay, now let's even leave that aside. The money has been there. They cannot even affect the money. The money is kept. They have to go and choose, do this, do that. After years, before this money will not be getting. Now, if the money is not borrowed out, it has no day, it has no more. In short, it can be 10 years before the money will be returned. What about these people that hold this money so they wait for 10 years before that money will be returned? Because what are not to say about this. Then secondly, if the government are claiming that they do not have money to fund all these projects, why not cut their own money? All these entitlements they claim to have. If they are a governor, as an ex-governor, you have this, you will have that, you have this. Why not cut all this money and bring it back to their infrastructure? Now, how many ex-governors do you have in the Senate? How many ex-governors do you have in the House of Reps? And they are still collecting this benefit. Why not cut all this benefit off and put it into infrastructure? But anything that is going to benefit the masses, you will see the Senate or the House of Reps, which is quiet. But it's going to affect them. That is why you stay alive everywhere. The senators are talking, the rest are talking, because it's going to affect them. But it's going to affect the masses. They are less concerned.
All right, thank you very much.
Flavi, thank you so much for that contribution, especially with regards to the point where he noted quite a number of ex-governors are currently serving as senators in the National Assembly. And then the question, do they forfeit their pension after they become senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and enter the Senate, or do they receive these pensions in addition to their salaries? But then again, we have another caller. Good morning, welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, welcome.
I'm calling from.
Where are you calling from? We didn't quite get that. What's your name and location?
Yes, my name is Manzin Tugat. I'm calling from Jos.
All right, welcome.
Yes. The policies the government has brought for us in Nigeria, it seems to be that they have tried to forget their policies. President Tinubu said he will not borrow any money from anywhere. Let them stick to the policy and let them not borrow money from anywhere. Let them do whatsoever they will do to raise the fund and do whatsoever they will do. The pension money is for the pensioner. Let them revise the money and give it to the pensioner. Let them enjoy their money.
But I think the president was talking about not borrowing money from the international bodies, just like we've done over the years. But do you think that, this is based on trust? You don't trust this government to pay back this money at the appropriate time, or you feel like they shouldn't even borrow at all?
So you see our leadership, they don't stick to what they normally do. They don't stick to their words. Our leadership, we don't trust our leadership. Okay. The way things are going in this country, we don't trust them at all. The pensioner money, they should return to them and let them enjoy the pensioner money. They borrow, they say they will not borrow. Let them not borrow at all. Let them find a way of raising money to do whatever they will do.
All right, Mr. Nan, thank you so much for your contribution, and indeed for all of those callers who called, the pensioners who called, to share their plight with regards to getting their pensions from the government. It's really a worrying situation, Mardia. If you look at it, most Nigerian civil servants would often dread, the day of retirement, because every time the name pensioner is mentioned in Nigeria, the thought of long queues and old persons struggling to get, what they feel is due to them comes to mind, increasing that fear. But then again, to all the callers who have called to share contributions, comments, rhetorical questions to the government, we thank you so much for joining the Daybreak Interactive.